expensive rings and things. I bring them things. I bring them things. I bring them things. Yeah, 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 yeah. Starts with a feeling, and you ride it like a wave. Crash it so the sparks can come together. Don't need a reason why the universe was made. It goes on and on and on and on forever. And it's a long flight on this battle star where we fight for love no matter where we are. Oh, 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 oh. And there's a big bang in this universe, and it makes me feel like the go don't work. Oh, 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 oh. You got me like ooh. You got me like you got me like and ooh, with all the things you do. Yeah, anything and everything a man can feel. Well, honey, I feel it with you. Baby, you're flashing, and I'm blind. You got me like ooh. You got me like you got me like and ooh, with all the things you do. Yeah, anything and everything a man can feel. Well, honey, I feel it with you. You got me like ooh.
You make me feel like the world's spinning like a satellite. You make me feel like the sun is blasting out a ray of light.
You got me like ooh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. With that, it's time to crown the champion of the NFC, and to call the action, we send it to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Redskins. Two teams that don't like each other much. One will go to Super Bowl 53 as we're underway in the 2019 NFC title game. Tyreek Hill on the return. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Washington. Tyreek Hill, 104 yards. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Second down and just 1. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll run for it. Cook. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Cards are going to have a first down.
Man, you talk about a coach setting the tone on the first drive of the ball game. On his own side of midfield, he says, forget it, punting unit. We're going for it.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 13 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find the crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now a handoff as they run left side. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. come back and get them the next time.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense.
Let's go! 3-19!
Now a handoff here to his running back. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. On third down, Peterman. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This offense has converted in this spot twice already here in this first quarter. Now, can they convert again here on fourth down?
All right, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Peterman. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on fourth down. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Here's the backup running back, Carlos Williams. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Oh, what a juke into space. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. And now here's a carry heading left. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick. Make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Flush to his right. They find some open field here. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. On third down, that's Morrison. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return will stop it well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now they try the right side here. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Wilson going for the deep ball. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 20.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they're known as the no-fly zone.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On 3rd down, it's McBride. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Cook following the penalty. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Cardinals got to go quickly, hustling to the line.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Yeah, and he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. A give. This is Cook. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They come out here in the eye. Now receiver in motion left. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. They'll run for it with Cook. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Shift together here from the D-line. One receiver left is Hilton. On 2nd down, here's Peterman. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Sturgis able to knock it through. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Cardinals on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming down. He told her, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first down.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Second down, goal to go from the 6. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. This call down near the goal line. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. O.J. Howard, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Handoff comes to Cook, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Here's Peterman to throw. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Hey, big job.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he slings one that's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Solomon Thomas able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Partner, I know that ball security is preached like crazy, but every now and then you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This will be taken at the 10. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Most players will tell you, that night games, while they can be fun, they're really hard to prepare for because you wake up on game day and all you want to do is get to the stadium and let's get going. But you got to bank that fire a little bit and hold it until the evening. It's almost like a Broadway premiere. Got to wait until the nighttime to go out there in front of the bright lights. And boy, has he harnessed himself really well, and now he's unleashing it on the opponents.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Here we go now.
And now here's a carry heading left. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The Cardinals on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, it's Peterman. Escaping the pressure right. He's airing it out for Williams. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing now, Wilson on first down, eluding the pressure right. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the 4th.
That's it, baby. Kill. Run left.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Bud Dupree with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. The Redskins send out their punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
Might have been one man away from 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Getting the ball is Cook, running left. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. Caleb Sturgis now for the point after. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Brandon's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Now Wilson on second down. Flush to his right. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
The Redskins send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out now come the Cardinals. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now Cook. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense is really having its problems trying to keep him contained.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Cook. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Yeah, once more, strong running. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Cardinals got to go quickly, hustling to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll run it now out of the gun. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to be set up in excellent field position up past the 45.
There's so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Throwing now is Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker Ryan Anderson. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
This is such a good read defensively. They know that this offense is going to try to get the ball to their playmaker in space. So what do? They crowd him and send bodies at him. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. On third down, it's Cook. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Really a great season. Not a whole lot to hang their head about.
Not at all. And, you know, the winning side, they're so ecstatic. They're going to the Super Bowl. But for the guys that we're talking about, loss and use it as motivation.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.